can ask for any ability, ask for the ability to turn off your mind, ability to shut down your mind for a while, ability to simply be with yourself, accept yourself fully. Think about it. How much of life is wasted in self-contradiction and self-criticism? How much of life is wasted in trying to seek a mental perfection which is never possible? Mind is always a process. It is not a destination. It never stops. It is never complete. So to try and search for perfection through the mind is a futile exercise. So the ability to step away from all this, to enjoy being with yourself. Really, if you can ask for one thing, ask for a relationship, a beautiful relationship with yourself. Loving yourself, admiring yourself. Everything, loving the positives as well as the negatives. Loving the flaws as well. Because human mechanism itself is a flaw. There is no perfection there. But if you don't accept yourself, then life is an absolute waste. And most of the crime and violence and all the idiotic things committed by people have been committed by those who have not accepted themselves. Acceptance of your negativities does not make you a bad person or an evil person. Acceptance of your negativities removes those negativities. Because once you accept that nature, what is the use of being that way? Only when you don't accept, oh, you have anger, you have frustration, you have all these things within you, you will have to counter it with more anger, more frustration. See, the moment you accept that, oh, this is my nature, this is how I am, then slowly all those negative qualities will go away. Really, I mean, you can exchange anything for this. You can give away anything to acquire this ability. Ability to accept yourself fully, ability to love yourself fully. And that is where an enlightened man stands completely separate from the crowd. He stands completely separate from the rest of humanity because there is no part of him that he doesn't accept. If you see, an awakened man has no regrets. Whatever he does, whatever he has done, whatever he is going to do, everything is a part of him. He never sits and wonders about, oh, why did I do this? He reflects on it just to learn. Oh, why did I do this? How can I do it differently? But there's no emotion attached to it. There's no guilt attached to it. That is his greatest ability. He flows through life without being touched by it. He lives without being sucked into the emotions, pains, and frustrations of life. As they say, he lives like the drop of water on a lotus leaf. The leaf doesn't get wet. Even if you pour water on it, it doesn't get wet. It's like that. That is why they say we should live like that. Our life should be like that of a lotus leaf. It grows in the mud, it lives in water, but it is untouched by it. It is always dry. If we can go through the experiences of life and not be tormented by its experiences, that itself is awakening, that itself is enlightenment. On one level, intellectually. If you're able to pursue that more and more deeper, then you will also become enlightened bodily. Nothing can touch even your body, physically. Even physically, you will be out of it. Apart from this, there are lots of abilities an enlightened person possesses, or A lot of things that people think he possesses. He actually doesn't possess any of those abilities, like stepping out of the body and going and helping his students and disciples and coming back. And I cannot even think of all the
Occupy two bodies at one time.
yeah, occupy two bodies at the same time. You should read the autobiography of a yogi by Paramahamsa Yogananda. It's a very popular book. It became extremely popular in America. If you ask me, that book represents everything that is wrong with the idea of spirituality. That book represents everything that you should not be looking for in an enlightened person. It's all about superpowers, it's all about mystical things, it's all about esoteric concepts. That is not an enlightened man. An enlightened man possesses no special ability. The only special ability is he knows himself fully. You think you are the body, he knows that he is not the body. And that difference makes all the difference. That is the special power. That is the only power you need to know that you are not this ephemeral body. You are the eternal self. Can there be a greater power than knowing that you are eternal? You are aliveness itself, you are consciousness itself, and you're not divided. The whole existence is one, and you are a part of that oneness. Can there be anything more spectacular than feeling that oneness with existence, with people, with yourself? There's nothing above that. Now, in that book, Yogananda goes into a totally different trajectory. He goes into describing his experiences of meeting different people, enlightened people. But if you actually think about it, since it is a part of his experiences of seeking, he was not enlightened when he was seeking. So he went through these experiences meeting different people. Now that tells how a seeker is searching for different kinds of powers. That is what he was searching for. Some special power. And that is what he is captured in the book. But if you go searching for a man who can subdue a tiger, or a man who can occupy two bodies at the same time, a man who can step out of this body, take a walk and comes back, you will be going farther and farther away from awakening, farther and farther away from spirituality. Realization of the self itself is the greatest power, and that is the ability an enlightened person possesses. He knows himself. If you don't know where you are, who you are, why you are, what you are, then even if you possess all the greatest of abilities in the world, it is useless because you don't know you. You know everything, but you don't know you. But the moment you know and realize that, this is who I am, that itself is the greatest of ability. Ability to be with yourself. Ability to become one with everything around you. So when you meet an enlightened person, don't ask him to show his special abilities, skills, and powers. If you insist, he'll do some magic, but it's not real. Just be with him. Experience his presence. In that itself, you will know, oh, this is a unique ability. Ability to